EA Sports, within the game. You talk about a big play. Hey, you don't get any bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate food from all of the base. My ace boom goon, big son told me about the game. 20 years later, know my name. King, crown me, lounge in the back of the spot. Pay homage to an underground peasant, climb to the top. Funny style on elevators could never fade us. I peep data stain anytime they congratulate us. Goggles is worn and bottles is popping. I'm beyond Sanders on haters. This ice book.
This is a special presentation of EA Sports from the Coliseum in Oakland. Our tribute to the coach. One time for old times. What do you say we play some football as we are underway from Oakland in the John Madden Legacy game. This fielded right at the goal line. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. So, Charles, as mentioned, we've got another Coach Madden over here on the NFC sideline. So the man coaching this NFC squad, let's call him Young John Madden. This is a coach who is trying to establish a foothold in the NFL and about to do it very successfully.
Yeah, you think back to that period, those early days as the coach of the Raiders, the late 60s in the AFL, and then in the NFL in the early 70s. He was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps. One of the first teams to film practice because he wanted to practice coaching.
And right away, he lost the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
Sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play. So now they operate back from their side of the field here, second and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So as we mentioned at the top, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And, you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also because this was where he spent his formative years.
Yeah, he grew up over Daly City with his buddy John Robinson, who would also become an NFL head coach. And he played his high school ball at Jefferson High, eventually wound up playing tap.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They start the drive with a give to Allen. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44. A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. But Charles, you mentioned Coach was a 21st-round draft pick back in 1958. It was the Philadelphia Eagles who selected him. But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp, actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL. But it was still during his time with the Eagles, you and I were talking about this before going on air, that you could start to see the light bulb going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles with quarterback Norm Van Brocklin, the future Hall of Famer and future head coach in the NFL. Remember, Norm Van Brocklin coached with the Falcons, he coached with the Vikings. And it was there during that time, I think Coach Madden realized his love of football and love for teaching, combining all that together, and that meant being a football coach. So in 1960, began his coaching career at a small college south of San Luis Obispo called Allen Hancock, and then later at San Diego State University under another legendary coach, the guy that could throw it around pretty well, Don Coryell.
1 quarter in the books at the Coliseum. What a day. It's the AFC with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Brady now to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Charles, you know, it was in the early 1960s that a young John Madden made the acquaintance of the owner of the Oakland Raiders, one Al Davis, of course, and the two, they really bonded, would become one of the best owner-coach duos in NFL history. And to take it a step further, Al Davis became someone who John referred to as his best friend.
Yeah, 1967, Brandon, Al Davis hired Coach Madden to be a linebackers coach. Remember, this was still the AFL at that point. We had not merged totally with the NFL. And Coach Madden, he paid dividends almost immediately. Helped the Raiders win the AFL title in 1968. And that meant a date for the Green Bay Packers in what was now known as Super Bowl II. But by 1969, at the age of 32, just 32, Brandon, John Madden assumed the mantle.
And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Andre Reed, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that makes this a 9-point game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. Here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here comes Devin Hester bringing it out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the NFC heading back out. Hall of Famer Randy Moss a part of this offense. And Coach Madden, boy, he always appreciated the ferociousness with which number 84 attacked the football in the air.
As Randy Moss says, just chunk it up there, dog.
Touchdown! Randy Moss. 1 play, 75 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 2 minutes remain here in the first half of the John Madden Legacy game. We'll be back. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll throw on 1st down with Favre. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. On the draw, here's Sanders. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Charles, you talked about John Madden and the Raiders going on a ride. Well, try these numbers on for size. So 10 seasons as a head coach, the Raiders won their division 7 times. They finished 2nd the other 3 times, and he became the youngest coach to amass 100 career regular season victories and is still, to this day, the franchise leader in wins.
And when you think about it, that's where that rivalry with Kansas City really took root, as did the expression commitment to excellence. And boy, was it personified by the players who played for Coach Madden. On offense, how about quarterback Kenny Stabler, wide receiver Cliff Branch, wide receiver Fred Biletnikoff, tight end Dave Casper, to name a few. How about those great linemen he had? Center Jim Otto, guard Gene Upshaw, tackle Art Shell, all of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And guys on the defensive side of the ball, the Mad Stork himself, Ted Hendricks, Willie Brown, John Matuszak, Otis Siskla, and Big Ben Davidson. So many great players, so many great memories.
Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive.
Touchdown! George Kittle from 4 yards out. And the NFC has now cut it to within one score. Morten Andersen now for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he fires one incomplete.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When he'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward is just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Brady. Allen's got it over the middle. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He rifles one that's intercepted. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Now here's a pass on 1st down. It's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Favre looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Well, coming up in the second half, we'll run through John's post-coaching triumphs. But for now, we present a very special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by Trey Mosley. The AFC going to get the football first here as we are back underway from Oakland in the John Madden Legacy game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw, it's Brady. Quick slant to Brown. Finding room at midfield. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So now, Charles, and to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42. He just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979 to try his hand at broadcasting. And much like his coaching career, he was pretty much an instant success.
Partner, he really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember, he wasn't even on the #1 team in the beginning. He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, he was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers. And he did with that big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
on 2nd and 9. Brady. And he wisely will throw that one away. So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals, and he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. And that pairing ultimately would go on to be one of the most influential in sports broadcasting history.
Influential not just in us listening to them. Remember, they went on and called 8 Super Bowls together. But how they put together kind of the template that all of us broadcasters follow now. Sitting down with the head coaches and the quarterbacks and the stars of each team before a ball game to get extra information. And the way that those two paired together, Pat Summerall, short, concise, to the point, and turned it over to Coach Madden.
Back now here on EA Sports. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Andre Reed, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to extend their lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
First and 10, it's Favre. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Throwing is Favre. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. As you mentioned, CD, talking about John Madden, the broadcaster, he called 8 Super Bowls with Pat Summerall, 3 more with Al Michaels later in his career. He spent nearly 3 decades in the booth all told. And not only was he beloved for his mannerisms, we know that, but he was an innovator as well.
Yeah, Brandon, you talk about things like the telestrator, which totally became identified with him, and now it's a staple for all analysts to have in the booth. And then you think about things like turducken on Thanksgiving, when he used words like boom and pow. He helped create the All-Madden team. He was a very popular commercial pitchman. And even the Madden Cruiser was unique, and you had to be someone to get a ride on it, too.
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Now Favre. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. Now they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.